Right, hiya, welcome back. This is going to be the start of the next wrap project, and you guessed it, it's going to be the Tiger. Welcome back. Delboy's Garage. Okay, yeah, like I said, I'm going to do the Tiger. Now, before I get flamed to death, already own the Tiger. It's not for sale, it's a keeper. It's the bike I have. It's a tried and tested package, and I'm going to ride it for 100,000 miles. It's done 7,000 miles since I've had it, and that's about 8 months. And honestly, it's going to keep going and going and going. It doesn't need replacing. Trying to buy a bike, an old beater, to do as a rat is just pointless, because I don't want to ride around on an old beater. This thing has got to take me and her up and down motorways, hauling ass with luggage and weight and so on. It's got to be reliable, it's got to be dependable. It's also a long-lasting bike. It's only an 05 bike. It's going to last another 10 or 15 years quite comfortably, so it's the perfect bike for long term. But every time it's clean, I take it out and it rains, and it's just better off being a rat bike, to be honest. It's just going to get that way anyway. This is the point. But I'm not going to go too deeply into the whole philosophy of why I'm ratting what is quite a nice bike. I know I'm going to get flamed for it, aren't we, Pen?
Yeah, I know we will.
We will. We're going to get people to say, "You're ruining a lovely bike, Gal. What are you doing that for?" Well, you'll see. When it's done, it's a load of fun. That's all it's about. Rat bikes are great fun. Everybody should have a rat bike in their life. And it's just the easiest way to do it. Been trying to buy a bike. Our mate Weggy's trying to buy a bike at the moment, and you turn up, it's never as it's described. It's always got stuff needs doing. And you spend half the money you would have done on the rat project itself, putting all of the woes right on what is actually a misdescribed crappy old bike. There's no point. This is perfectly correct. Everything's right with it. Nothing's wrong. I know it's completely dependable. It's just had new tyres, new chain, new sprockets. It's just been fully serviced. It needs nothing except ratting. So let's get stuck in. All I'm going to do today, this is just the back end. All I'm going to do is take the back wheel out, get inside the swing arm, all around the back inside, and get the matte black going on. I've said this many times. When you make a rat bike, so there's so many people say, where do we start? Where do you even begin? Is it scrim? Is it clipping stuff on it? Honestly, first thing to do, in my personal opinion, humble and not ill-considered opinion, when you're making a rat bike, is to get it black. Get it all in a coat of black first. Once it's all black, you can see where it's going. Then you can start making the proper modifications. So today, it's just about a bit of paint. Right, first of all, I'm just going to mask up the bench so that everything's covered up. So I'm going to paint it on the bench. Right, going to just hover off first. Okay, look at her. I think we'll clean that, don't you, Fen?
Reckon.
Reckon. Okay, wheel out. Right. Right. Now, because I always get told off for leaving calipers hanging on the hose, they often nag us a lot, don't they? Do you notice that? You get nagged all the time. I'll get a bunger and I want to get up on ceiling. There you go.
Ta-da!
On a sky hook from the ceiling. There. And it's on there. It's not stressing the hose. So shut up. Right. Just cleaned the wheel, I don't want to get grease all over it. Right, there we are. One wheel out. Okay, first job. Wheels all clean and degreased last night, but all this, obviously as it's got hugger, all that inside there just needs to be cleaned off. You can't paint over that, obviously. disconnect all this so I can get room to clear it out.
We'll leave you cleaning, I think.
Yeah, thanks. Right, that's got all the worst off. I'm just going to clean it ready for paint in a sec. But just make it have a little clear up. These little
So it's nice and shiny now.
shiny, you ruined your bike. It's wise if you're going to paint something that's greasy to make sure you get all the grease off, because when you start rubbing it down with a scotch pad, the scratches that the scotch pad or sandpaper cause will end up full of grease and you'll never get it out, and it will just react with the paint when you paint it. So it's really important to degrease it as much as you can before you start rubbing it down, obviously. Is that obvious? That's obvious really, isn't it? Yeah. I'll teach you how to suck eggs, eh? You know what you're doing. Just scuffing up the surface. Not going to go through it. Not looking to rub it down or make it good. This is just to make a key for the paint to stick. Nothing else. Look at this, look. Look at that. Crappy flaky offie anyway. Look at that, baby. There you go. Look at that, it's crap anyway. Mind you, the hugger covers that up, but it just goes to show that it was actually worth making into a rat bike, because now it's broken anyway. It's going to be under the hugger anyway, but it just goes to show how this white corrosion takes the paint off.
Be careful not to cover up your safety information.
Oh dear.
It's very important.
Now I will never know what to do.
Oh no.
I'm going to bust the shine off this. Can't do shiny. Right, same as a wheel balancing rig. Here we go. Now we can rub it down. I got a packet of this cheap 320 grit from the local kind of pound store. Honestly, it was indeed a pound. That's about 50 sheets there for a pound. It's rubbish. It smooths out in no time, but 50 sheets, a quid, just rip through it, chuck it away. Jobs are good. What I want to do with this is just rough it up all the way around. I'm going to leave the disc in place because I want the centre part of the disc painted black and not the outside, and I'll just clean that bit off. Also, there's no reason to disturb the disc bolts and then have to replace them, because I don't believe in using them twice. And they're about £4 or £5 each, so there's no point in paying, what is it, £25 for disc bolts, but I don't need to. Right, hour or so later, Let's see. Where it go? I'm going to dry this off. In. Right, now what we're going to do is wipe it off so it's ready for paint. There it is.
It's all in here somewhere.
The little finger with the orange nail varnish points. Alright, and just clean it all off. Finally degrease and everything. Now there is right, product. Cyanidized Tough Black. I'm using this stuff because long term it's got the properties that I need to last forever and ever once it's on there. It's the stuff that's designed for roll bars, bumpers, that sort of thing. It's tough, resilient, it's kind of soft. It's got a stone chip effect to it, so it won't chip off and flake, but it will weather and age. And like all cans, there it is. Give it a shake, about half. Well, you can't shake these long enough, even if you're shaking that for 20 minutes. I've written off so many cans over the years. I don't teach you how to suck eggs, but basically, if you press the top of the can too quick, the thick stuff at the bottom gets dragged up into the tube, blocks the tube, and then that's it. You will not access what's in there ever, unless you cut it open. Use a brush. So give it a shake, everything out. We'll do the wheel first, then the hugger, then the frame. So 2 minutes of shaking. And some flowers and some music now. There.
You go like that.
Right, take a little shock flap out of the way. With a bit more tape. What I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to mask up the body of the shock because it doesn't need, you can't see it on the bike, it doesn't need a load of paint screwed all over it. It won't do any use to it at all. It's already black and it will stop the paint getting on the ram and then lacerating the seal. Just mask that off like so. And there. Right, coat number 2 for the wheel. We've got about 6 coats I think on the wheel. Need a bigger garage.
Right. We're going to keep going.
Keep going. Coat number 2 on this.
We'll see you in a bit.
Absolutely. Right, this is a little precautionary. Just going to clean the disc on the inside where it's gone through. You can mask it off, but I didn't, so I'll just clean it off now. Through the inside there. Just carefully not to touch the crank.
It does look incredibly shiny.
It is shiny, isn't it? But they assure me on the can that it says satin, so we'll see if that dries satin. If it doesn't, then it'll be a flick over with some matte later on. It's really glossy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want your wheels glossed, do this. Right, okay, I'm going to leave this now. The whole job now is about drying times, typical paint anything. I'm going to leave this for about 2 or 3 hours. It says 24 hours full cure, so 2 or 3 hours usually, if it's smooth right, that's enough for it to be touchable and gently be able to put the wheel back in. Okay, so time for some lunch?
Yep.
Yeah, it's time for some lunch. See you in a bit. Right, drying off nicely. It's satining out on the edges. It's still really glossy, isn't it? Have a look at this.
It's a bit.
The hugger's matting out nicely. Get it in the light. Yeah, come out your own light. There. That's matting out nicely. And the wheel, well, that's still glossy everywhere. Some of the edges of the spokes are starting to matte out. So it will dry matte, I'm pretty sure, or at least satin. Right. It's going to be fun to try and fit it without
Touching anything.
Yeah, without touching the wheel. Temptation to put your hand in there. Right, that should be right. Chain. There it is. Temptation to lift it.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it! So. She's in.
Makes the wheels look smaller.
It does, doesn't
Back.
it? So there we go. Just everything's cleaned up, lubricated and anti-seize. And that's, before I took all this apart, these dots, these are the wheel alignment marks at the back. And I just made a note that it was halfway, this edge of this block was halfway over the third one. So just do that both sides and the other side's the same. And then that will be at least aligned, and if it's a little out with tension, I can just adjust it later on. But we'll just jam that off there with a jam nut, both sides. But the hugger obviously has got a little bit less on it than the wheel, and it's matting out okay. It's just where it's wet still. Put that back on its side. So it's quite nice now, isn't it?
That's a bit dark side.
Dark side, baby.
You're joining me.
That's it, over in place. Well, no touchy so far. No finger marks. So, fingers crossed. Nothing will mark it yet until it's all had a chance to dry. This stuff's supposed to be the sort of thing that emulates powder coat, and that's kind of what you'd want. And that's, hopefully then that will last. There's a little run in it there, which looks good. Got some fine ratification going on already. Carefully. There we go. Up. That's it, all in. So that's it, all reassembled as safely as it can be. Drying off nicely. Okay, so there we are. Call that part one if you like. Why do a Tiger like that? I don't know. Really, honestly, this bike does not have premium value. I couldn't trade this in for more than about £2,000, and then what am I going to do with that money? What can I do? Go out and buy something else? You've got the nightmare of going and looking at different bikes, finding the time to go and look at them, worrying that they're up to they are. Honestly, this has got new tyres, new chain and sprockets, fully serviced. It's got a fresh MOT on it. This is ready to ride for another 2 years before I need to do anything relevant to it. And it's completely reliable, it's utterly comfortable, we've got all the luggage with it. It just makes absolute sense. And also space in the garage. I haven't got space to do it to another bike. It is a daily user, so all this project will be done as we're going along. This will mat out quite nicely when it's finished, and then as it gets dirty and the dust and stuff gets into it, that will make it look even better. And it will just, I'll do the frame next. Once the frame's done, we work our way to the front end. And then once it's all black, I can then start on the little jobs, little things to put to it, welding little bits. There's a cool engine cage in the making there. If you look at the way the crash bar works, I can make a really cool engine cage out of that with a welder. So there's loads and loads of potential. Don't you think, Pen?
Yep, loads.
I think so too. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. See you next time.